Alright, good morning and welcome to another video, and a happy new year to everyone as well. This is going to be the first session of 2022. You might hear it in my voice, but I'm not very well. The whole house has sort of come down with a bit of a head cold at the minute. Don't worry, we've all been tested. It's not the other one, which we'll not talk about because we don't want YouTube to take our video down, but the less said about that the better. Yeah, so a bit of a head cold, nothing too extreme, so you might hear me coughing and spluttering a bit, but try not to. And yeah, the option to try and get out and catch the first fish of the year was just too much. I wanted to get out. I've been itching to get out for the last couple of days. And what we're going to do is we're going to do our first dead bait session of the year as well. Hopefully we'll get a decent fish. The plan is to sit beside the rods out. I'm bringing a lure rod as well because I always bring a lure rod. And yeah, that's it. So stay tuned and we'll see you on the water. Okay, so we've made it. Still out of breath. So I'm just going to run you through the setup that we're using. Same setup that I use when I'm dead baiting from the boat. You will have seen it before in other videos. It's 10 foot, 3-pound test curve dead bait rod. Obviously with the big bait runner. It's a medium pit bait runner reel, which I've used for years and years and years. You've seen those polystyrene floats that I really like to use with a 2-ounce weight. I've got a fluorocarbon up trace, then on to my normal trace. I've never actually been down to this lake when it's been as windy, so I've came right into the far corner as much as possible to get into the shelter. It's been quite a few years from I've come down here and fished, believe it or not, so it's good to get back down and get a look at it. So yeah, as I said, you know, I like to set myself little targets. Obviously the first one being get the first fish of the year. Obviously that's going to be the main aim of the game. Ideally I would really like a double figure pike, just first double of the year on the first session, get it out of the way. And that's one of the reasons why we're going on the dead baits. So we've got roach and pollen, again, two favourite baits. Got the goby shad as well. I've got, well, a few different lures, but the lure rods are with the goby shad on it. So see how I feel later, and maybe throw the lure a bit as well. As I said earlier, I feel a bit under the weather, hence the reason why I've decided to do a bit of dead bait fishing, sort of cast the rods out and sit down and relax, as opposed to hiking around lakes and and wasting energy I don't really have at the minute. So yeah, let's get this baited up, get them through out, and hopefully we get our first fish of the year. Okay, there we go. Both rods are out. Old school type fishing for me. No alarms. People that bring alarms whenever they're bank fishing and they sit 6 foot away from the rods, or, well, there's really no need for it, to be honest. So just a net bin obviously at the ready, unhooking mat, scales, the bits and pieces, so just on the off chance. So yeah, time to take some more cold and flu tablets and start the waiting game. Okay, I'm pretty sure we have our first run of the day. Trying to get myself down. Yes, I can feel the fish. That's what we want. That tick, there we go. And that's on a roach. Just heading out into deeper water, so it's a reasonably decent sized roach. I'm just going to let it tick it for a minute. Well, not a minute, but you get my drift. So it's a good solid run. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Where are you? Oh, I hate dead bait fishing. Screaming on. That's on the big pollen that I just cast out. Yes, and we're in. And we're in. What a run for me and the fish. Oh, I just recast that pollen. First fish, 2022. Can we land it? Oh dear, bless it. Oh, good big head shake there. I've no idea what sort of size this is. It hasn't took any line yet. Don't even know if it's a big fish. Maybe see a jump here. Oh, that's maybe not too bad. Nice one to pull a bit of line. It was a really big bait that we used. Yeah, it's not a bad fish. It's not a bad fish. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. There we go. Get in the net. So there we go. First fish, 2022, 95 centimeters. Low double, but excellent start. This is what we wanted. We wanted a double figure. We wanted our first fish, and we've got both all in the one go. Took on a quite a large pollen, and we'll get it back. Excellent. Still reasonably early. Just as I was unhooking this fish, I had another drop run on the roach, so hopefully it's a bit of a feeding spell, so we'll get back at it. So that's exactly the start we wanted, and that's what we caught on. Big juicy fresh pollen. I honestly didn't think we had got one that quick, but we're still really in the first hour and a half of fishing. So I'm going to get it back in. Fish reasonably close, not too far out because it's really deep. So fish sort of close in, just over the shelf, and bang, scream and run. As I said, we got another drop run as we were waiting. So hopefully there's a bit of a feeding spell and we can get into a few. But what a start to the year. Okay, just to give you a bit of a rundown then on the equipment I use whenever I'm dead bait fishing. So we've got your mat, obviously, important bit of kit. I don't tend to weigh a fish a lot unless they're a big fish. I do have my scales with me in case we need to. I measure most things. I've obviously got my hooking tools. Take the hooks out, cut hooks if I need to. Obviously it's always important to bring good hook cutters on the off chance then that you need to unhook or cut a hook out of a fish. Hopefully not, but always better to have them and not need them. Then of course obviously with me I've got the camera and boom and whatnot, but the most important bit of fishing, not even just deadbait fishing in general, but this is probably the most important bit of kit that I have, and it's that bad boy there, or numerous amounts of these or different types. Things have went a bit quiet. Seeing the sun coming out behind me, I sort of thought that it would die off a bit. We're into midday now, so we have another, what, 3.5 hours. I had to leave a bit earlier. I have to go and lift the shopping. Yeah, 2 drop runs, 1 fish. As I seen the sun coming, I knew then it was going to go quiet, so I've put fresh bait on and I've recast. I really can't be bothered fishing with the lures too much. I don't have the energy for it today. The wind's not nice either, sort of cutting right down through, so every time you cast you're having to catch up with the line. It's just a bit of a nightmare, but there's time yet. Hopefully time for one more. The wind picked up just a bit too much where I was fishing down to the right hand side, so I've come up here out of the wind into the sheltered corner. That's actually a lot deeper than what I thought it was going to be. But there's not really much I can do. It's blowing a hoolie down into that bottom corner, and I don't particularly want to sit in the wind, so we're just going to have to hunker out here and hope for the best. Just going to have a couple of casts. Oh, pike hit my float. I wonder can I catch him without hooking myself. Come on, quick. Can I get that pike without? There, he's done it again. Twice in a row now, he's hit my float. I just need to try and get past it without catching a line, which is probably going to be next to impossible. Right, so casting out in between the rods, and I'm pretty sure I've just hooked the pike that was hitting the float on me. Because it was right beside the float of where I've got the deadbait rod out. Oh no, right. We're in a bit of a pickle now. I need to bring that round there like that. Okay. The water's actually very, very clear. So the lure has got us our bonus fish. Lightly hooked, so I'm just going to hook him at the side here with my hands. No point stressing the fish out, putting them in the net, and don't really need to. Okay, so normally I'd have just put him back, but once the sun hit it, and just look at that fish. There is not a mark on it. Absolutely stunning. Probably what, 9 pounds maybe? Don't think it'll go much more. On 10 on a good day possibly. But just stunning. Really, really nice fish. Just thought you maybe wanted to see it up close. What about that for a turn up for the books? That was 99% sure that was the pike that was hitting my float. I'm glad it didn't take the float, because it would have bit through the line more than likely. But it's not the first time it's happened here. It happened earlier on too. There was a few swirls around the float. I have a feeling that the pike might be up in the water. So where I'm sort of fishing at the minute, the wind's cutting right down through the lake. It's going to be a bit tricky, but I'm thinking about moving one of the floats up, fishing it at about maybe 10 or 12 feet and letting it drift down the side of the lake. Hopefully the wind takes it along the drop off and not too far into the side. That's the theory anyway. Keep one on the bottom, but look, if you don't try it, you'll never know. Okay, so what I've done, I've moved the depth down to about 12 feet. Whenever I like to cast out a float that does a bit of roaming about, if you want to call it that, that's the way I hook on my dead bait, just to give it a bit more lifelike movement, so it's not swimming upside down, or should I say floating upside down. I'd say this guy's days of swimming is long gone. Yeah, so I moved it down to about 12 feet, 10-12 foot, something like that. Cast it out just into the slipstream of the wind there, hopefully. So the roach that I've just cast out, I'd literally just lifted the rod because I was going to recast it, and something has grabbed the roach up high on the surface. So my method has worked. Stuck in the weeds though. I don't know what the fish is like. He's heavy. Oh, come on, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. No, I think it was just stuck in the weed. But yeah, so the roach that I'd literally just cast out less than 5 minutes ago up on the surface, and something grabbed it. But the thing is, it didn't actually do anything. It was just sitting with it in its mouth. Another nice fish. I didn't have my net beside me because it wasn't a run. I was just reeling, bringing it in to recast it. But another nice fish. It was hardly even hooked. Oh, it's another lovely fish. The markings of these fish are awesome, really nice. Probably another 90+ centimeter fish. Definitely a double. What a start to 2022. Can't complain at all. Excellent day's fishing. But yeah, plan was put the roach up in this water column as opposed to fishing on the bottom, and within 5 minutes, bang. So let's do it again, see if we can get another one. And just like that, first session of 2022 is done. The wind's starting to pick up, so I'm going to hit the road. Big black clouds coming as well, so I don't want to get caught in that. Really chuffed with how the day went. We obviously done quite well with 2 90+ fish, and the smaller one, even the smaller one, was stunning. Really nice fish. I can only go up from there, hopefully. I'm glad it wasn't a blank, because I would have been really disappointed to come out feeling under the weather and then getting a blank on your first session. It would have been horrible, but thankfully that didn't happen. But yeah, that's us, good to go. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully 2022 is going to be as good as last year, in a fishing sense obviously. And if you haven't yet, please do hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.